So we are back with another episode of Art and Our Entertainment. And let me tell you, this is a breakdown of issue 10 that I just wanted to get a little more in depth with before I get to issue 11. Because as you see, I have issue 11, but I really just wanted to get more precise with the story and what's going on. Where we left off was crazy, right? So Al Simmons, aka Spawn, finally got on the God throne, which is the throne of hell, and there is a priesthood, right? These demons that are terrorists have figured out this God throne, and they want Al Simmons to sit on it because once he becomes the king of hell, the dead zone opens. So all the bad guys, all the demons are released onto the world, and they can take over that type of situation. And this legion of doom, if you will, of these demons that want Al to sit on that throne and open up the dead zone are all right here. These are all the bad guys, you know what I'm saying, that want him to sit on the throne, take his rightful place, so they can, it says right here, it says, it's begun, as I said it would. Simmons has felt the power of the throne. It runs through him now, and that urge to be near it will only grow. When it consumes him, the dead zones will open. So their whole thing is that if he sits on the throne, it will entice him enough. It will entice him enough to do the bad shit. And Al Simmons actually has a different plan in mind. If I told you guys before, he has a different plan in mind that once he sits on the throne, it will give, him sitting on the throne will give him powers. He's assuming it will, and it does. That's what we find out in I said chapter 11. That's what we find out in issue 11. Well, yeah, I can say chapter 11. He says, soon, very soon, you will know what to do, right? So he's having this conversation with Terry Fitzgerald. And like I told you guys in the last video, Terry Fitzgerald and Al Simmons have one thing in common. The woman that they loved is the same woman, and she died.
My heart, I love you, baby. Stay with me.
So that's kind of the power that binds them. And Al Simmons, as we know, he's more than a man now. He is a hell spawn, but he uses that power for, to help the weak and to stop evil. And him and Terry have been working together, like I said in the last video, and Terry has found out that Al Simmons, aka Spawn, has sat on the God throne. He actually confronted him while he was on the God throne, and Terry said, "Look, man, you need to get your mind right because if you go down this path, and I'll show you guys Terry again. Terry is the guy right there, and he's talking to Al, and he's like, look, man, you know this is a dangerous path that you're headed on. You're sitting on that throne, and these demons want you to sit on that throne so they can open up the dead zone and destroy the world. And Al's like, you know what? No, I'm going to use this to my advantage. I know that this God throne is going to give me power, so I'm going to use this power to stop the very people that want me to use it for their benefit. And so he goes on to say in this issue, this is issue 10, by the way. I'm just recapping. He says, because either every one of my enemies will pay for the connection to Wanda's death, or I will need to claim the throne for myself. If it comes to that, destroy me any way you have to. So, after he got off the throne, he says that to Terry. Basically, if shit goes awry and it doesn't work in my favor, you need to kill me by any means necessary. Any way that you can, you need to kill me. Because basically, I will be the downfall of humanity if this plan that I have in my back pocket doesn't work out. So, Terry's like, okay. Let me go back to why the situation is what it is, right? Because Al Simmons has been fighting these demons since he's become a hell spawn, so he's not going to do anything to benefit demons, right? That's not even where the story's headed. So basically, um, they've given him information which puts him at a crossroads, right? They said, okay, you get the God throne, you'll have immense power. You'll be able to virtually do anything you want to do, right? And this is where um, Wanda comes into play because the demons told him, they're like, look, if you sit on the God throne, yeah, it'll help us and it'll open up the dead zone, and you don't want that to happen. But, but you can get your dead wife back, right? And so, like I said, that's a dilemma that he's dealing with because he has the possibility of getting his wife back. And we know, anyone who knows about the story knows that he's been dealing with so many demons, not just physically, but emotionally. And Wanda has always been the anchor to bring him back to his humanity. And so he has an option, he now has a very tangible way to get to, to have her. So, they're hoping that they can dangle that in front of Al, and he'll basically give up the world for his dead wife. And, that's interesting.